Alright, so we back.
Oh yeah, we back. You already know we back.
How you feel?
I feel like a champ.
Alright. So when we left off on the last one, we was talking about your high school football career.
Yeah.
So you didn't play your ninth grade year. So what let us know what happened with that.
Well, like by the time the ninth grade came, I was already hustling. I had this girl pregnant, about to have my first baby. I was 14. I got a girl a little older than me pregnant. So I'd already kind of jumped out in the streets, getting my hustle on. So I ended up catching the dope charge. When I caught the dope charge, you know, they sent me away to training school up in Swananoa, North Carolina. Had to serve a little bid up there. That took away my whole year because I got locked up the first week of school in August, first week. So they killed my whole ninth grade year. I was over for me.
Okay. So what led you to start getting into the trouble that you started getting into?
Well, like once my granddaddy died, the structure it was kind of gone inside the house. Like, my grandma went to a deep depression, so she really wasn't as hard on me no more. I was kind of upset going through depression. With him being gone, that was my best friend. Looked up to him, so now I kind of just felt like on my own. And at the same time, I'm in high school now. Can't be having them busted clothes or being one of the popular guys I was. I just started doing my own thing and just started falling deeper and deeper into the streets. Yeah.
Okay. So when you started playing ball, you was hustling at the same time you was playing ball?
Same time, doing both. Like, I knew my big brother and them didn't approve of it, so whatever part of neighborhoods I know they was in doing their thing, I make sure I wouldn't be on them streets. So if they came on the street I was on, I make sure I go somewhere else. All the older cats in the neighborhood be like, well, I'm gonna tell you, brother, boy, you throwing your life away, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? You got these skills, save the hood, but at the time all I could see was me trying to do my own thing, not trying to be a burden on nobody. So I just hit the streets running.
Okay. So let's put us in the mind put us in the mindset you was in when you started getting into all these things or whatever. Like, what really kicked it all off? When did you really start really getting deep into trouble?
Well, really, first I started boosting cars. Like, me being popular, having the different sports, my name in the paper. That came the girls. The girls came hard, like really didn't have to holler at nobody. Not trying to sound conceited, but didn't really have to holler. Like, they were just, lining up. So a lot of these chicks, they moms were still young, going out to clubs. So they like, yo, come over here. I stay on the north side, but they house might be on the south side, east side. They ain't trying to walk over there, catch the bus. So start boosting cars at first, about like 7th grade, boosting cars, go over there just for that. Then I started actually boosting the cars for money. That was before trying to sell the dope or whatever, man. And that's how it all started, really, stealing the cars just to go see the girls, try to give me some. Yeah.
Okay. So was you taking the cars to a chop shop or what was going on with that? Was that was that a thing? You with the cars?
Oh yeah. First, what I'm saying, like I said, it was the joyride to make sure I can get to the girls' house, get there and get back. But then I came across a Mexican. His brother actually owned a car lot, so they would actually go buy cars from the salvage yard or whatever, and whatever cars they would buy damaged, they'd give me a little list telling me, we need this exact type of car, so that we could change the VIN numbers from the car they bought from the salvage yard. So 13 getting $500 a car, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was the man, so I was the real gone in 60 seconds. I had a little crew, was all, doing our thing, but yeah, that was my first real hustle.
Okay. So we know that you went and did your time and all that stuff or whatever, but the statute of limitations on all that is ran out, so you could talk about all that.
Oh yeah. I had to check the books before we did that.
So walk us through.
Yeah, what the taking the call?
Nah, with the hard stuff when you start getting into all the
Oh, so once I started selling the yay, you know what I mean. Started off small, little double up, worked my way on up, flipping, and started toting the gun. But the first gun I had was really, it was your gun, one of your guns. So I kept taking the gun or whatever. You kept on telling me like stop, you know what I mean, like. So eventually I just kept taking it. Then, you know, stopped saying shit to me. So I feel like the gun was mine. It was a little 38, the first little tool I had, and had my pack, had my strap. It was over. I was knee deep, head first in the game, still trying to balance school out at the same time. So it was like living two different lives.
I know it might be backtracking a little bit, but I know we talked about this one time before, a long time ago. Like, what how did what did it make you feel like? You said that when you was on the field, it made you feel free. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, like going through all the problems I was going through emotionally, mentally, knowing my life wasn't normal. Like I'm seeing some of the other kids, but when I got out there on that football field or when I was running track, I felt free when I'm coming down that 100 meters, outrunning everybody and by myself, feeling that wind hit my face, or when I'm running that touchdown and I done got past the whole defense. All I can hear is my own footsteps, my own breathing. It was like, man, running the touchdown or coming across that finish line in the track, it was like having an orgasm, man. Like, to this day, I tell people, running a touchdown feel just as good as having an orgasm for real. To me, it just gave me that sense of peace of mind, doing something I love, something I enjoy, me and my team out there trying to accomplish something. It was like we were going to war.
I love that. Okay, so first time you hit that lick, first time, very first time, that first lick you hit. Let's talk about it. Let's dive into it.
Oh yeah. I mean, first lick, that adrenaline rush. Like people, everybody who know me, I always tell you like, you ain't gonna get this nigga to smoke no cigarette. He ain't gonna, drink, blow no weed. That ain't never been me. But I always been adrenaline junkie, so I hit that first lick, that adrenaline going through me, it happened so fast, got the money faster than it ever was when I was hustling. It became addictive. So you can get addicted to anything, eating, watching too much TV, whatever, but that's when my addiction kicked in with making the licks, because I was like, it's even faster than dope money. So I hit that first lick, it was over. And I just thought, that became my hustle.
Okay, so I remember you got grazed on one of those drills you went on.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
Talk about that.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. And for the record, I can talk about this because I already went down for this. All this, we talking about. So don't nobody think trying to incriminate myself. I don't put time for all this. So make
statute
sure
of limitations is out there. Yeah, you went in no time for all that shit and everything. So
yeah, so my first little situation, I ended up I actually didn't get grazed. I actually got shot, and I got grazed through the stomach. I got shot in my left hand, and the situation, I go up in there, you know what I mean, and the dude girlfriend was there, so she reached for her strap. When she reached for her strap, I drew down on her, took her through the back of the crib. He standing there breathing hard, so I got her in front of him. I'm like, look, bro, go ahead, get it up, lay it down. So I can see all the money back there on the bed, time probably about 60 racks. So I gotta get this bread. So anyway, as I'm telling him, like, get it up, he act like he wasn't. So a gun battle ensued or whatever. He hits the floor, and from the floor he still hitting from the hip, still hitting. So he ended up, before I left with everything I need to leave with, he ended up hitting me in my hand, and he also grazed through my stomach, through my shirt. So metal flakes was all through it, almost wiped my guts out. But I got hit in the hand. I made it up out of there. But at the time, I hadn't pulled the time for it, so I couldn't really go to the doctor or the hospital, nothing. So I'm walking around, my hand falling asleep. My flesh started to regrow, pushing some of the fragments out because I got hit with a 32 snub nose with hollow tips in it. I know this because I just know guns. I could tell what he had in his hand. Plus, the gun I took from his girl, she had the same type of gun. So, me, my brother, you know what I'm saying, and this chick, we go to Walmart to get all the stuff we need to try to clean my hand because the little chick was at Winston State at the time in the nursing program. And so trying to take care of my hand. My hand used to fall asleep all the time, going numb. But once I got convicted for everything, we ended up getting locked up. They actually did surgery on my hand to bring it back. So the champ back, you know what I mean? The champ back.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
You know, I had to make it up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing, and I wasn't playing. So, you know, it was either him or me.
All right. So, when you got them you finally got booked in and you hit that cell and reality and all that started kicking in, what was going through your mind?
Well, you know, to be real, like, at the time, you know, I had this false hope since I was the first time offender, I'd probably get out, you know, but more so trying to wrap my mind around being enclosed in them little rooms. You know, you run the streets, you doing your thing, you going hard, you know, you fearless. But that really slowed me down, gave me time to think. I realized then, like, you know, this really ain't even worth it because all the money I had, I can't buy nothing but honey buns and oodles and noodles now. Like, you know, Reese cups out the canteen, so
chips,
yeah, tater chips and stuff like that. So now I'm like, damn, like, was it worth it? But everybody's seen before that, you know, the crazy clothes, the crazy jewels, to being in 11th grade, because I got bagged while I was in 11th grade. So to be in 11th grade, able to come on any given day, it's lunchtime, I'm pulling out 3-4 racks just to pay for my lunch. You know, it was amazing to kids my age, but at the same time, now that I'm sitting down here in this small ass cell, you know, reality sitting in, like, damn, you know, why you didn't do something different with the money? You know, why you didn't take the money and legalize it? But it wasn't on my mind.
You got charged as an adult too, then.
I got charged as an adult off the rip, guaranteed off the rip. They went on this slush because, see, back then, they just changed it like 2017. Back then in North Carolina, if you was 16 on up, you was automatically considered an adult. No special hearing, no nothing. You an adult off the rip. So I go in. I'm considered a juvenile while I'm in the dorm room, but in the courtroom, I'm considered an adult. And you know what I'm saying? It was time to pay the price for living the life.
When you was in the courtroom, they was reading. They was really reading them charges off, man. Like, how was it like just hearing that over and over? Because I know they kept saying, what was it?
Mastermind.
They kept saying, yeah. So
kept saying the mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, that was deep right there, man. I remember being in the courtroom. I definitely remember being in the courtroom. So, yeah. Sandy Ridge.
Shit, before Sandy Ridge, like, you know, and like for the regular, let me let everybody know this. A lot of stores done got twisted. People put a lot of cut on it, put that baking soda on the store. Everybody don't know. What I ended up pulling the time for, most of it, was robbing check cashing places, or really robbing the families that own the check cashing places. So, you know, you basically follow them home, you know what I mean, find out where they stay, do this for like a week straight in rental cars. They get to the crib, you know what I'm saying, on another day, I already done beat them home, been at their house waiting for them an hour, in the backyard by the pool, you know, don't condone that any kids do this, grown men neither, but I'm telling you the life I really live, like, I really live this. So, you know, getting everybody in the house, you know, kidnapping situation, making one person go hit the safe, and that's how, you know, I was able to, you know, be blinged out. You know, wasn't nothing to get 40 here, 50 here, 90 there, you know what I'm talking, thousands. So, you know, that's the life I was living, 10th, 11th grade. It was nothing to have that type of bread on hand, but that's what I put the time for. So they ended up giving me 18 to 24 years as a first time offender. I'm 17 years old, about to do an 18, 24 year sentence. So now it's real. In the back, got my grandma in the courtroom crying. It clicked to me when I added the map up for my grandma to live long enough to see me come home. She would have had to been 90 years old. So all of that was weighing on my mind and everything. You know, get walked out the courtroom, my kids back there crying and everything. I was a young parent. By this time I had 3 kids. And I get walked out the courtroom, and then came Sandy Ridge, which if y'all don't know what Sandy Ridge is, that's the transfer portal, like the bus station for all the prison buses. Kind of like how it is in a big city, downtown Winston, Charlotte, whatever. All the buses come and you can get on different buses, but in the prison you get on the bus that's going to your next prison. So you might come on this bus, go in this holding cell for a while, then you get on the next bus taking your prison.
Brown over here, green over there.
And Peter Pablo rapped about
Peter Pablo, yeah, he said shit. Brown over here, green over there.
If y'all listen to Peter Pablo, that North Carolina come on and raise up, when he say Sandy Ridge, Browns over here, greens over here, that means maximum custody, which is close custody or medium custody, and green clothes, that's minimum custody. So that separates, you know, what custody level you in, depending on how much time you got, what charge, how you really living. And you go there, they lock you up in cages like dogs, everybody packed up their little bologna sandwich, you know, and a cup of water. And then you get on that big goose, which is the bus. You get on that big goose and you go into your prison. So I started my prison sentence off. Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna be it was gonna be a long time before I ever seen Winston-Salem again.
Yeah, that's when you ride out.
Yeah, you gotta ride out. Time to pay your debt.
You know what I'm saying? So what was it like when you finally hit that yard? When you finally got to your destination? Yeah. First of all, where did you go? Yeah. Where did you first go, and what was it like when you hit that yard?
Oh, you know, when I first got up in that joint, I was in they took me to Morgan and High Ride up in Morgan, North Carolina. They done blew the building up. Now it ain't nothing but dust. But I get there, get off the bus. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to make everybody get naked. We all right side by side each other. Like everybody take clothes off. So
pouring shampoo on everybody.
Yeah, they come by pour shampoo on your head. So first I'm like, man, I ain't getting naked in front of this next man. Like, that ain't happening. That ain't even normal, you know. So that's when they pulled the little sticks out, mace cans. First time I got into it with staff, they sprayed me down, you know what I'm saying, put the sticks on me. If that Future would have been out at the time, you would have heard it come over the intercom. That stick talk. You know, they hit me with the sticks. So started off in the hole, you know, for that right there.
Started off in the hole
off the rip. So stayed back there about a month. They let me out. So going to see case managers, running through diagnostics. They say, you know, I'm in there. They got me in the cell. The cell ain't got no sink. It ain't got no toilet. So, because the building was old. So you had to throw your towel up under the door to let the staff know that you want to use the bathroom. Hopefully they paying attention to the camera and they see your towel on the hallway up under your door, pop you out, use the bathroom, but it wasn't no privacy, no dividers in between the next toilet. So I'm right here taking the shit, this guy taking the shit, and that's when you had to start adapting to the savage mentality of trying to adapt to the prison life and realize what you in, because it ain't nowhere else to go. Your mama can't say not enough money in the world to get you out of it. So you gotta adapt and change your mind of everything you know.
That's deep right there. I can relate, definitely relate, you know what I'm saying?
Shit real in the field.
Yeah. So when did you first really accept the mindset that you was gonna have to produce violence?
Like everything was kinda cool, like high rise, like, you know, don't get me wrong, high rise was jumping like a fool, you know, more jumping on each other, fighting all the time, sitting off inside the elevator. But, you know, some cats had that look like, you know, this nigga ain't nothing to fuck with. So a lot of times, cats, they knew who to try. But a lot of these dudes at the Morgan High Rise were serving short sentences. So I ain't stay over there but for like 62 days. Then I went across the street to the big house, to Foothills, maximum security, 3 fences, you know what I'm saying, before you make it to the road. I go over there, that's when I'm meeting cats the same age as me, 18 years old. They already got life plus 40, 3 life sentences. My homeboy Rock, I meet him out of Goldsboro. This cat got 7 life sentences. I'm talking about 7. He ain't even old enough to buy a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? So now, when you're dealing with people who got 3, 4 life sentences, or you dealing with a dude that's 20 years old and he got a 40-year sentence, he know he gonna be old when he go home. So now when he wake up, he willing to give it up like a dog. So he willing to set it off on staff. He willing to stab something because he feel like he ain't got nothing to lose for, nothing to lose or look forward to. Because ain't no girl about to wait no 40 years. Ain't nobody in their mind gonna wait for somebody who got life without parole. So it's like now you dealing with real gorillas. Like now you really gonna see where you at on that food chain of how bad you really is. Because you could be the baddest guy in your neighborhood, but when you come to prison and put all of the worst together, and that's where you really see where you at. So I get over there, that's when I'm seeing guys getting stabbed up, throats getting slit, guys getting killed, or police getting jumped on a regular basis. We on lockdown because somebody done set it off. So that's when I really started first getting my first action in and having to put my Mac down. And shout out to my homie Knowledge, man. I was coming down with my property over my shoulder, fresh out of receiving. I see Knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all might know him as Steve Fleming. I see him coming down now. He was already a vet on the yard doing his thing, holding it down like a real G. I see him call his name out. He's like, bro, get a job over with such and such. Come on my unit. I got you. So Knowledge was really the one that kind of molded my mind into how to adapt to this wild behavior, you know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't playing with niggas on the yard. Like, he was really like laying niggas down, giving it up. But when I say laying it down, I don't mean like taking them from niggas. I mean like, niggas get out of line. He was straightening that. So me and bro linked up, you know what I'm saying? I used to kick with him in the Grove when we grew up as little boys. Then once I seen the type of time he was on, he kind of schooled me on how it was. I just jumped right in the water and it was over. Yeah.
So was it then or was it later on in your bid? Because you say you was affiliated. Did you say you was affiliated?
Yeah. I got, got to jumping with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Got initiated into the fraternity. You know what I mean? And Pretty Tony. And that was like the hardest thing going around at the time. So that's what it was. And the PTG.
Okay, cool. So when you start like putting your damn Mac down, you start really like, throwing your weight around or whatever.
Yeah.
How did that go? Like, how did shit really start going after that?
At first, everybody was trying to like from the outside world was like, oh, you ain't gonna do all that time, stay out of trouble. So I was trying to make sure that I kept myself clear from certain situations. Like I wouldn't gamble with the bookie, which I ain't really a gambler anyway, but I really wouldn't gamble with the bookie on the games. I wouldn't get into the hustling or nothing like that. Anything that'll make me go above and beyond. Cause just like on the streets, you got cats don't want to pay, and when they don't want to pay, you gotta produce. You know what I'm saying? You gotta air it out or take the loss. Then everybody gonna start trying you like a sucker. So for the most part, I kind of chill. And one day it clicked to me like, bro, you about to do this time. Like, don't listen to nobody on them streets. Accept your reality. Like, you meeting guys already been gone and exhausted their appeals. Just go ahead, you know what I'm saying? Stop that false hope and just do day for day. That's when I started hustling inside of there. You know what I'm saying? Keep myself up, being able to send money home for my kids. So shit like that. And that's when, before you know it, some cats leaving medical. One of them owed me. He seen me. He knew how I was coming. You know what I mean? I was mad over my bread. He had to send that Western Union. He didn't have his family send that Western Union. So he pulled his knife. I pulled my knife. So I started stabbing him and two of his homeboys. So we right there, main hallway, coming down the steps. Started, gunning them down. And luckily, I only got grazed on my back. Anybody ever seen me with my shirt off, they'll see it on my back. I got hit, but I put my demonstration down. Once cats know that you real like Zorro with that knife, everybody ain't willing to go that far. You know what I'm saying? It's staff called animalistic behavior. So once cats know you willing to go that far and take that ride in the hole, that's when your respect level go up a whole nother level, because cats know you ain't just gonna pop. You know what I'm saying? You really gonna go beyond fighting and all that. You willing to go all the way in. So that's when the name started ringing bells a little more. And which that happened a few times throughout the bid. Next thing you know, when you get to a yard and get off that bus, cats start whispering, such and such here, such and such here. That's how it started happening for me.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely want to talk to you about that. Because once once motherfuckers know that, okay, you willing to produce violence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You not nobody to be fucked with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How do that change? How do that change your time? How do that change the time you're doing?
Oh, you get a lot of cooperation. Like a lot of things become easier. You know, you might be in line on the phone, in line to use the phone. You might tell a cat, "Yo, man, let me get next." The unwritten rule is once that time up on his 15-minute phone call, he hang up, then you get your turn. Cats feel like niggas pussy, so they'll keep going, and if a nigga ain't got in his heart to straighten it, they gonna keep on calling till they done. Then you get on there, but you might have told your family member, your kid, your girl, whoever, I'm gonna call it this time. But this guy keep on going back to back. You don't do nothing, then it's over for you. That's just one example. But when you got a reputation for putting your Mac down, straightening shit, scraping shit, cats going down. No, let me get next on the phone. Cat will probably end the phone call early. You know what I mean? Just go and get out your way because that fear is there that that you gonna get up and put their head on flat.
Yeah. Obviously, I definitely can feel
So
that.
you get different cooperation from staff as well, like the way they'll handle somebody who they know just gonna, whatever, spray them, talk crazy to them, lock down. And cats tuck tail, if they know that you gonna really get on their ass like a pair of drawers, they'll talk to you different, you know what I'm saying? Be a lot more friendly or polite, a lot more helpful when they know that you about that action.
Definitely. I definitely feel you on that shit. So, who was your who was you was in close custody when you first started out?
Yeah, I was in the close. Close like max. Close is just different states use different terms. Close custody is maximum custody.
So you was in max. You didn't have a roommate then.
Nah, ain't no room. You in your cell by yourself. You, that toilet, and that sink. That's it. And that bed. That's it. There ain't nothing else.
So what it be like in that child line?
Oh, that child line, like when I first fell, the food was actually decent. First couple years, like we had.
Tell them what it mean though. First say that. Tell them what it mean when you say when I first fell. What that mean when you say that?
When you say you first failed, that mean you first started doing your time. So I had 18, 24 years. When I say I first failed, that mean when I first hit the prison yard. When I say I first failed.
Okay.
Yeah, but food was alright. At first we had Kellogg's brand cereal. We had Rice Krispies, bran flakes, and corn flakes. But they took all that away, and no shot to her, you know what I mean? But Michelle Obama got it messed up for us in the prison where they started feeding us slop. Because we had chicken nuggets, french fries, fried okra, meatloaf, everything. Now it ain't nothing but patties with gristle in them.
That swordfish.
Bone, yeah, So
that catfish.
She said we was eating too good in prison and they took all our food away and started getting a lot of food from Mexico. So you went from being decent to now you go in there, you don't know what the hell you eating for real. Like they got all the names for these 12 different patties and you biting them, cats chipping their teeth, cause you really biting into real like bone and gristle and little rock stuff in the hamburger patties and little clear bubbles in it. Like if anybody ever pulls some time in the yard, they know I ain't making this up. This ain't for no views. This is what I was really living. So crickets in your turnip greens, stuff like this, because they got the prisoners working at a cannery. They the ones making the canning the vegetables up, and all they think about is getting back to their cell and that AC down at the farm, at the big farm or whatever. And man, it might be a mouse. You open the can, everything. So that food was real. So if you ain't had no money to go to the canteen, I say canteen is like a convenience store, but you can't walk inside. You gotta look through the window and see whatever you can see, and somebody on the other side of the window get what you can get for you. Grab what they can grab for you. You gotta pay for it. So that's how it happened.
How you get money? How you get by?
Oh, I mean,
what was going on?
It's different ways. Like some people, their family send them money. Your family back then can send you a money order, and once it get there, it click into your account the next day, or you can hustle on the yard. So, with my situation, I had people, buying stuff from me on the yard, like say like a maximum custody or something, one Newport is $20. So if you got a pack of Newport you pay $6-7 for, you sell one, that's $20. It's 20 in the pack. Now you're talking $400 off a pack of Newports. You got a whole carton, that's $4,000. So now you really stacking real bread. You can send money home, or you got your people out there picking up the money. So we're using green dots, we're using Western Union, stuff like that. So people picking it up, and I tell them, yo, you keep 100 for yourself, sit 300 to the side for me, and you know, put 80 on my book, something like that, you know. So that's how you can get your money. So you go to the canteen, you have like a little debit card, like a credit card, it look like a little knockoff Visa. Go in there, slide it, and whatever your balance is, just order your stuff.
First time niggas start looking up to you, start having real respect for you, and really seeing you for who the fuck you was, and giving you your just due. Let's talk about that.
Oh, you know, once I first time really, you know what I'm saying, was I said about 2-3 different incidences all happened at one time. Like first when niggas seen me rolling with knowledge, niggas knew, you know what I'm saying, he was a stand-up G. So he don't talk to everybody, you know, like back then he really went and talked to a lot of cats. So everybody knew like if you had acceptance from him, you know, it was you had to been a real G. But then when I stabbed niggas up, niggas knew then like okay, cause niggas respect violence.
You wanna wrap it up or you wanna keep going?
I wanna keep going, you know what I'm saying? Get this shit
Okay.
off my chest.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So you know, when you know niggas know you'll put that balance down, people look up to the weirdest stuff, dumbest stuff, the coolest stuff. But cats know you put that balance down, niggas look up to that because they might have the thought to do it, but they ain't got the heart to actually do it. You know, you can see and get mad and think what you would want to do to somebody, but seeing somebody really doing it, a lot of people looked up to that. So it was that and to get into the bad. Niggas seeing you get into the bad, they sitting back like, God, you know, how this nigga been able to make it all work? So those things, the violence and the money, it put the respect up, niggas looking up to you, niggas taller than you, older than you, all of a sudden they calling you big bro. That's just how it works.
So, like, without saying what you had to do to get it, what's the biggest play you ever made on the yard?
Or the biggest play I've
Without
made.
having to say what you had to do to get to it.
Yeah.
What was the biggest play you ever made on the yard?
The biggest play I ever made on the yard, I had this one cat. His parents died. So both of them died together in the car wreck. They owned a trucking company. And since they owned a trucking company, he was the only child. So he inherited all the money out their bank account and their insurance money. And this cat's in prison now, walking around.
It wasn't that 50 rats you wanted me to pick up for you
Was
that
it?
time, was it?
No, I had one
On
bigger
that-
than that.
that-
Yeah. So you know, you got, you know, cats with 700,000, 800,000 in their prison bank account. So when he got all that money, I mean, he was spending like thousands, because you know he was overpaying. I wasn't trying to play him, but he was just like, nah, like you a good dude. So probably my little truck driver dude, you know what I mean, little trucking family guy. Yeah, he ran my numbers up real high.
Cool.
Yeah, he
So-
did that.
Let me ask you this. What was it like behind that wall when you was in Raleigh, though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
What was it like? What that was like?
Yo, you know what I'm saying? When he say Riley, he talking about, you know,
Central.
Yeah, Central Prison, the big house. You know, it's closed in really behind the wall. And that's where they got death row. That's where they got the inmate hospital at. That's where they got the inmate mental health hospital at. Safekeepers, they got everything. It's like the omega of prisons. So when you go there, I went there the first time. I got messed up with a cell phone up in Caswell, and they put me on lockup there. Old rooms, you can tell, you can feel it. You can tell niggas done died in these rooms. The rooms, old rusted doors, look like you can kick them off the hinges. They just rusted and old. Barely can move in the room because it's so tight. And I went up there. I was on lockup for a few months up there, and I'm coming down the hallway. I'm seeing cats with red jumpsuits on. I'm like, damn, why they clothes different from everybody else? Everybody's got on the khaki pants and you know, a little white T-shirt. So as soon as the thought hit my mind, you know, staff throw me up against the wall because I'm on lockup and I'm going to medical. He like, don't look at him, boy. Don't you look at him. That man gonna get murdered by the governor one day. You don't know the burdens that man carrying on his shoulders. That man on death row. So if you get that red jumpsuit, you on death row. Shout out to my nigga Money Ray too, man, who on death row. You know, they supposed to say he killed a cab driver one time for Money Ray, man. Got a lot of love
shout
for
out
him.
to Money Ray, man.
Yeah.
For real. Shout out to Money Ray.
Shout out.
For real.
So your last time, I seen him glimpse of him, man, coming down the hall. But yeah, like, so that's a whole nother level of everybody up there doing, 20 years or better. Everybody serving long sentences up there for real. And your behavior got to be off the charts. Go up to the big house.
How you keep your motherfucking sanity, goddamn, dealing with all this fucking shit? How the fuck you still keep your sanity intact? Still, goddamn, and you dealing with all this shit on a day-to-day basis, and you fucking living like this and getting it up like you getting it up like, and still motherfucking keeping your motherfucking manhood and keeping it G.
Like, I'm gonna be real. The worst thing a man can do when you in a situation serving that time is start trying to trick yourself and not accepting reality for what it is. First thing I had to realize was, look, you 17, when you come home, you're gonna be 35. Like, go on, accept that. Right now, as I sit here in this studio, I'm 35 years old, and I left the streets when I was in 11th grade, and I ain't even been home 150 days yet. Like, I had to accept that. Like, yo, you about to miss prom, you about to miss 18 years old enough to buy cigarettes, 21 buy drink. All my 20s, I knew it was over. So once I wrapped my mind around the reality of when you come home, you're gonna be almost 40 years old, I had to accept that. And part of being a man is accepting reality and responsibility. I knew I fucked up pulling them jugs. I knew that, I was gonna be older when I got out. I knew that my kids was gonna be about 18. So that and just trying to do it a day at a time and blocking out what was going on in the streets. I knew I couldn't control what any girl I was liking was doing. I knew I couldn't control really what my kids was doing. I could be there financially, but I knew I couldn't control them. I knew that life was gonna go on, that people was gonna be going on trips and buying houses and getting older. I just was like, don't even care about that. I locked my mind inside the prison. To be real, like, I just locked in on this prison life. Like, this is my life. They out on the other side of the fence living there. This prison life, this is my world. I'm gonna be the king in this bitch. This is my shit. I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it right here. With the best of the best I can have, I'm gonna have.
You done already gave too much. We gonna goddamn stop right here. We gonna goddamn do it. We gonna goddamn do the third part. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here every day, man. You know I love this studio.
Of course, man. I love you, man. I appreciate you, man, for stopping through. We gonna pick up what we left off at on the next one. You know what I'm saying?
I already know how we do, man.
Hey, it's beautiful,
nice
man.
To be pumping that
I love you to death, bro.
I love you too,
you know what I'm saying?
No, man, a lot of love.
Already. You already know.
Appreciate you standing there for me.
All right.
And this lemonade in this cup.